What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? It's Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you could, as always, please hit the like button, subscribe button, stay up to date with all my future Teachable Tuesdays videos. This is going to be a rather short one today. This is another one that comes from social media, more specifically Instagram. And it's a young lady by the name of Miss Jada. And I think this is on Twitter, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it these days. I don't be keeping up with Twitter. I was never a Twitter guy, if I'm being perfectly honest. But basically, she makes this statement about men. She says that men are naturally selfish, and that's why nothing holds them back. Not love, not marriage, not kids, not family, nothing. That selfishness is what I want us to learn, my dear ladies. Please be selfish and stay selfish. Now, I got a couple thoughts before I read the response to that. I don't think it's necessarily that men are selfish. What it really is men are purpose driven, right? When we have our eyes locked on the prize, we go for it no matter what. You know what I'm saying? We are locked in until we reach our goal. And it's kind of been embedded in our DNA since the beginning of time to do so. Men are hunters. We're protectors. We're go-getters. So when we know there's something that needs to be achieved, we're not going to stop until it gets done. A lot of people, they wonder, why do some men out there work so hard like they do? Why is it that we're so kind of laser focused that we tune everything out? A lot of the reason is because we know when there's something that needs to get accomplished, it needs to get done no matter what. Because in our mind, we're thinking, if nobody else does it, or better yet, if I don't do it, how's it going to get done, if you will, right? And that's just kind of the way it is. That's why you see men working long hours. That's why you see men doing whatever it takes to make sure their families are protected. So I would actually disagree with that statement. I don't think men are selfish. I think men are selfless. Because the thing about it is, we deep down inside are ultimately, for the most part, I'm not going to say always, but for the most part, we're not just thinking about ourselves. Now, unless we just don't want a family, we don't want to get married and stuff like that, and we're just single and just out here doing it and whatever the case may be for ourselves, and that's a different story. And even then, the mindset that most men have is, even if it seems selfish, it's not really selfish, because we're doing this for a bigger cause, because we know the cause is bigger than us. But let's go ahead and read that response. Somebody responded to that. Miss Elena, I hope I'm saying Elena Spires. Hope I'm saying the name right. I always pronounce names wrong. She said, men have to build to later on protect. They must go through suffering on the level you wouldn't understand. Be grateful for the life you live. And I would have to agree with that. You know, men out here, the good men that is, we are often looking at it from a perspective of, this is, like I said before, this is bigger than us, right? I'm thinking about my family. I'm thinking about my friends. I'm thinking about, you know, when I get married, my wife. Thinking about my kids. This ain't just about Marcus. This ain't just about me. Yes, it starts with me, but it don't end with me. You know what I'm saying? And most importantly, even beyond that, I'm thinking about God. Beyond all that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're always thinking futuristically. Everything that I've done over the past couple years, even though I'm not married yet, even though I don't have kids yet, I've literally been thinking about my future. You know, what is it going to be like for me and my future wife? What is it going to be like for me and my future kids? What is it going to be like, you know, me trying to retire my parents? Things like that. Because that's legit what I want to do. That's on my bucket list. I want to retire my parents before or by the age of 50. That's a big goal of mine. So I got about, you know, less than 20 years to get there. You know what I'm saying? So everything I do, I'm thinking futuristically. How it's going to affect my life later on, Lord willing, I'm still around. You know, so that's just how I feel. I more so definitely agree with her statement, you know. And we deal with a lot. The world is not easy for anybody, but the world is definitely not easy for men. Let's go ahead and read some of these comments and see what they say. So Barbara responds by saying, God bless every man reading this. Spinal Bukai says, every day y'all trying to turn us into men, and I'm not going, no thank you. So in other words, she's saying, look, I'm staying in my own lane. Forget this. I'm just going to thrive over here as a woman. Ty says, women love telling men what we are. AOKP says, why do women want to be like us when they don't even understand us? Well, I can answer that question. I think the reason why, not all women, but some women want to be like men is because they feel like, you know, they want to be equal. But there's ways that you can still go for equality in various forms of relationships without trying to be like a man. I've always told people God created man and God created woman for specific reasons. And there is no reason for one to try to be like the other. A man and a woman function in their own separate entity for a bigger purpose beyond what we can even see. You know what I'm saying? So when one is trying to be like the other, it never works out that way. But because of, the feminist movement, I'm not going to say the word because I don't know how YouTube is, but y'all get what I'm saying. Put an F in front of that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's just my reasoning behind it. Authentically Fee says, I admire men for this very reason. There's nothing wrong with prioritizing self. Again, it starts with you. And I mean, my ladies, I would expect that from you as well. My single ladies, that is. Now, obviously, for men and women that are married, it's a different story. But especially while you're single, yeah, you prioritize yourself before you prioritize other people. Because guess what? If you ain't good for yourself, how you going to be good for anybody else? I'm just saying. The intro pro lawyer says, what time does the gender war end? I agree with you, girl. I'm still trying to figure that out. Duke Anderson says, I'm a man for my children. I give my all and my last. For my woman, I put her first right after my children. Why I'm supposed to protect, provide, and love. Again, this is a man who is thinking about his family. You know what I'm saying? But in order to think about his family, he has to make sure that he's good and he's on the right path. Somebody else, Jet Set Queen, says she ain't lie. We literally have stats and studies on this. Men don't give up nothing for their marriage/children. The only suffering they go through is self-inflicted majority of the time, and whatever they're protecting is from. Oh yeah, other men majority of the time. Majority of their problems will always be because themselves. I don't get that last part. It's time we acknowledge that. So I get what she's trying to say, but I don't think that the suffering that we go through is necessarily self-inflicted. I think what she's ultimately trying to say in the underlying of things, in addition to that part, is more so that we kind of suffer in silence, which a lot of men do suffer in silence because we don't want to bring that hardship on our families, Bitcoin Chef says, well, a real queen had to come put her in her place. God darn. It's just Golden says, at the end of the day, the day has to end. Don't quite get with that. Jew won't Deshay? I don't know. Women complain about men becoming red pill but ignore unnecessary harmful rhetoric like this targeting men for no reason. Asia Muhara says, I wish folks could find their person because I'm tired of seeing this mess. Just Angela states, I'm selfish too, as I should be, because if I don't put me first, I can't possibly pour into anyone else or bring anything into their lives. It's okay to be selfish. Can't stand that word. Yeah, agreed. Self-prioritizing will probably be the better fitting word for it. Tangi says, I agree with both statements. In my opinion, the issue today is the exception. Oyster to Pearl says, yes, we should be selfish in all things, but not in the context a lot of people understand the word to mean. Being selfish is not negative. It simply means to consider yourself before others. This should be common practice, but the word isn't interpreted nor utilized correctly. Boom! Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Shoot, we could just get a benediction in it right there when I read these last three comments. Women have it so easy, man. LOL, I don't know why they love making men's life hard. I will never understand that. Now, I disagree with that statement. I don't think every woman is out here trying to make every man's life hard. And I don't agree with the fact that this was stated to act like women have it easy. Women don't necessarily have it easy. Women have their own problems just like men have their own problems. It's just two separate set of problems. I think the problem is we are so busy acknowledging who has it tougher. Which, granted, yes, in some cases men have it tougher. Some cases women have it tougher, depending on the situation. But both have issues that we have to face on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? But Benny Rule says, not mine. Y'all be safe, though. And actually, yeah, that was the last comment. That's it. So tell me what you guys think. Comment below. Let me know. Do you agree with the first statement? Do you agree with the second statement? Do you agree with both? I'm more so leaning to what the second woman said. Where, at the end of the day, we're not really being selfish. We're just simply making sure that, we're working hard to provide for our futures, regardless if that's just by ourselves, our future family, friends, whoever the case may be. Anyways, this is Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, inspire you to be a better you. Love you guys. Hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.